shift because I have a topic that we have to talk about, and it's Rush fans. Because
oh my god!
So I chopped up the music show into different small episodes.
Let me tell the radio audience that we made the last podcast. We were talking about different fan bases in the music episode. We talked about Rush, and we sort of shit on Rush fans a little bit. And Dan,
hold on. The segment was name a band you like, but you don't like the fans. Okay, so I like Rush. I said that in the episode. I like Rush. They're very, very good. I like them. Yeah. I've seen them live.
But that got lost in the hate. That got lost. So what's going on?
But so it's funny because you get these people. Fuck you, man. We're not douchebags. And it's
are these emails that you're getting or comments in your Facebook?
This is comments on the video, man. You should go to our
channel. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because on our podcast, so Dan made let me just make Dan made a 7-minute cut of the Rush part.
Well, and Rush and AC/DC. It's about the two fan bases and why we don't like fan bases. And
it's got a lot of views. It's got more views than any one of our podcasts.
So it's just funny because all these people are doing is proving my point. Okay. One guy in particular was fucking amazing. He was like, well, you're just fucking Christian Trumpers. So of course you will like Rush. What?
I'm a Christian Trumper.
But again, it doesn't even make sense. Let's say you were a Christian Trumper. What the fuck does that have to do with whether you like a fans of a band? Funny. It's just one has nothing to do with the other. And of course, neither of us are that. I'm a Jew. It's right in my title. He right there, buddy. Not Christian. So just for fun.
Did you get any hate for? Okay, go ahead.
Just for fun.
Right.
I went and I Googled, Snobby Rush fans. I spent literally 5 seconds doing this for the show. And well, look at this. There's like a bunch. Well, I just own lonely being a Rush fan. If you like Rush fans, the Trek.
You Googled. Hold on. You Googled the term snobby Rush fans.
Well, I just figured I would see if this thing I've noticed has been noticed by others.
Is it a thing?
What do you know?
It's a thing.
There's even a thing on the Rush forum, an actual Rush fans talking about prog snobbery. This is not debatable. Prog rock fans tend to be snobs. That doesn't mean the music's bad. That doesn't mean we don't like the music. It just means
we absolutely talked about this when I was talking about Primus. Same fucking thing. Yeah. Anything that's sort of proggy or mathy or whatever. And I talked to Ro about this too. And she's like, I heard you talking about Rush in the room. Ro's like, I like Rush, And she's like, I heard you talking about Rush in there. What are you talking about? And she's like, did you, And I told her, I said, no, Dan was making the point that the fans tend to be a little snobby because the music is mathy and they tend to be like elitist because and she goes, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
He's right.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to be a dick. I am a Rush fan. Yeah. I am one. Okay. But the one thing I do not like in music is what that guy did. They go, well, it's above your comprehension, bro. Because you must be a trooper or whatever it is. It's like the fact that you're trying to tell me I'm not smart enough to understand music, which is at its definition subjective. Okay.
I hate that. That's as bad as like someone like, my child could have painted that. Well, you just don't understand. You just don't understand abstract art. It's like, no. The person is allowed to like or dislike what they
like or dislike it, period. And whether you deem them worthy of liking your favorite band is a whole separate issue.
And by the way, you know what else is funny? The more you have to describe, okay, this is true in cosplay. I noticed about this in the world of cosplay. If you do something, which is a creative thing as well, if you have to make a cosplay or an art or something like or music, whatever, and people, and you have to, part of that is you explaining to people what it is and why you should like it, then it's a failure. It needs to work just on its own.
It does. Rush is very popular. They're very popular. And these guys tend to be a little defensive because Rush was also shit on by the critics early in their career, and they weren't let into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until very recently, which is ridiculous. Yeah. And look, I'm not arguing about the band. The band's great. It's just like, dude, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be that guy. You can just enjoy the band and the music without being that guy. That's all.
And you know what's funny about this whole, because Dan called me, Dan's like, oh my God, the Rush fans are fucking up in air about this. And I'm like, that's really funny because I do know. And this is the first time I've seen real evidence of it, but I've always read articles and I know that negative engagement on any social media platform is more rampant and pushes the signal farther than positive engagement. And I'm like, wow, that's why, the hate posts on Twitter do so well. That's why, all these things do so well. And so Are you still there? Hello?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so you froze. Your head was still. I'm like, is he froze? But like, and I'm like, oh, so wow, our little 7-minute video that you chopped up of the Rush and the AC/DC fan is getting a lot of views, and I'm like, that's because people are all riled up. You know what? I should post that clip on like a Rush fan Facebook, prog rock.
And
Facebook
it's
group.
funny because we're not getting hardly anything from AC/DC people. They don't give a fuck. But like,
well, they will.
Rush,
if I take okay.
No, it's not.
I'm going to drum it up. I'll tell you how I can drum it up.
I am telling you it's not the same. I am telling you 100%. I agree with what you said about AC/DC fans, but you do not. The difference is you don't have that weird needing to prove themselves.
Yeah, AC/DC fans won't care about that. But here's what I could do.
You don't. You just don't understand. I mean, it. And again,
well, by the way, like you're right. If you were to Google, okay, so you Googled snobby Rush fans, and it was a thing. If I Google snobby AC/DC fans, it doesn't exist.
No,
it doesn't exist.
It's a different thing. And
you weren't saying they're snobby.
You weren't saying they're snobby. You were saying they tend to be kind of boomerish and sort of.
So yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Like if I made the AC/DC clip and I posted it on like a Boomer Best Generation page, right?
Oh,
then which I might do.
I still say it'll be nothing compared to the Rush fans. In my life, man, I have been amazed by them. And again, yeah. Rush, I like the band enough where I don't even care. You can be a dick, you can be whatever. I'm still gonna like the band. I don't care. But
I've got two really good friends that love Rush. They're both in the Banditos, right? And they're both drummer friends of mine. They love Rush and they love prog rock and they love all this too. And I know when they hear this, they're just gonna be fucking mortified. And
I just don't. I'll tell you something, man. I am the biggest Iron Maiden fan you could ever find. I'm a huge.
I know that about you.
But if you say I fucking hate Maiden, they suck. I don't care. I just don't care.
Yeah, but that's you. But other people would. I know, and you think that's okay. I know you do, and that's probably a pretty enlightened thing to be, like honestly. But I know a lot of people, if you attack what they're passionate about, even though it doesn't make too much sense, they will get defensive. That's just human nature.
But I get it. But my attitude is, it's music. It's subjective. You don't have to like it. I'm not trying to prove anything to you.
Well, Dan, that's why you're a patron of the arts, Dan. You're an enlightened patron of the arts.
I don't care if you don't like. Now, look, if you say something that I think is not fair, like an unfair criticism, then I'll correct it. But if you just say I don't like them, that's fine. I don't care. I don't think there's something wrong with you because you don't like Iron Maiden. I don't think that you're just not smart enough to get it. I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. And that's the thing about prog rock fans. And again, I like a lot of prog. I like Rush. I like Yes. It's not that I don't like the music. It's just, can you just enjoy the music and not fucking give me a? Can you not give me a TED talk? Can we skip the TED talk?
Yeah.
Just listen to the fucking
Primus was the same. I'm telling you, Primus in the 90s was the same sort of way. And there's another band that I touched on a little bit. Is Tool. I don't like Tool too much, but I don't despise Tool. But they're very mathy. And it's like they are just fucking. There's even a genre of music called mathcore, and like it is just the crazy time. You can't even bob your head to it. You can't even bob your head to it because it's fucking all over the map. And it's just like, I don't get it, man. But anyway,
I'm with you. It's an odd thing. So that was what happened this week. I have some few